No way, Jose.
The following footage proves beyond any doubt that the tanks intentionally set the house on fire. It proves that the Branch Davidians were murdered. You can see that this tank has a gas jet on the front that shoots fire. You can also see the fire quite plainly. The tank goes into the house twice, and each time as it backs out, the fire at the gas jet is plainly visible.
We must all do more to recognize and look for the early warning signals that deeply troubled young people send.
Good morning. Welcome to the No Way Jose podcast. This is the Morning Dump. Happy New Year's. Today I'm joined by Jules of GreyPilled. I'll bring him on in a second. Before we go ahead and get into it for today, let's go ahead and pay the bills real quick. Like I do remind you, today's episode is brought to you by NWJ Shave Co. If you're tired of that razor burn, irritation, and those ingrown hairs caused by those deep penetrating multi-blade cartridges, then this is the way to go. Return to the traditional shave. You can shave just like your grandpa used to, whether you're shaving your whole face or just edging up your beard. The single blades give you a barber grade shave for a fraction of the price. The standard issue includes one traditional safety razor and a box of 100 stainless steel razor blades. $75 allows you to shave for the whole year. Let's be real though, unless you're shaving on the reg, that'll probably cut it for a lot longer than that. But if you are someone who's shaving regularly every single day, you may want to consider the Quarter Shave Club. That puts you about 25 cents per replacement blade. He's also got shave soaps. He's got 3-in-1 body, hair, and face soaps as well. Smells great, feels great, great for shaving with. This is a COVID mandate refusing company. This company was born out of refusing the mandate. Use code Jose at checkout for 10% off your order at NWJShaveCo.com. All right, let's go ahead and get Jules in here and get to it. What is up, dude?
What's going on, man? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Do I sound better? I felt like I sounded like weirdly echoey. I mean, I am in like my main house area, so I think I'm more echoey during these morning dumps than normal, but I don't know. I think it was the angle of the mic. It sounds better to me now. It sounded kind of echoey for a second, but I think we're good. It's good to have you here today. Happy New Year. It's 2025. Yeah, this is, I think we're going to do big stuff this year, I think, Jules. So we got Ray in the chat, says if it's not Nado, it's got to go. What up, niggas? Happy New Year from original Pistolero. Yeah, what's up, guys? Pleasure to be with you. I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's gonna be an interesting year for Already Dead, for just us in general. I expect big things. I think I'm interested to see where we go. As we mentioned last night, me and Dr. here saying morning tards. Good morning.
Hey, Doctor.
As we mentioned on Already Dead last night, me and Austin finally got the confirmation to go back on Tinfoil Hat, so we have that coming up soon. So I think we're gonna have a big year. I mean, the whole, all the people we're connected with, the whole crew keeps getting bigger and bigger, and so I think we're gonna see big things in the next year, especially a year or two. I mean, the old media is dying, the new media is coming in. We are the new media. I mean, we're going to talk about Elon a little bit today and some of the craziness going on Twitter. And I know his thing is you guys are the media, but we are. And he may not think that I'm the media, but you know what, I am. And my people are too, even though they're the people that seem to be getting targeted by Elon. lately. But yeah, Jules, did you stay up to midnight, or did you not give a shit?
Yeah, I mean, I stayed up because my son wanted to shoot some shoot some
Yeah.
bottle rockets out back, and yeah, we stayed up till about midnight, and then passed out shortly after that. Yeah, I meant to ask you about your tinfoil hat episode. I didn't know. You probably may have told me, but it's here in the next month.
I think it's scheduled. Well, I guess now it is next month because it's the first. It's January now, so it is in February. It's scheduled for February. I forget the exact date. I have it saved in my phone, but we'll be recording with him sometime next month. So
Yeah, because I should be going on shortly after that.
Oh, you got it confirmed too?
Not confirmed yet, but
Okay.
Mark asked me for like kind of a list of things that me and Olivia are going to talk to Sam about, and so I sent him a list, and he was like, "Okay, cool." So I'm just waiting to hear back now. So
Hell yeah, dude! So the
announcing that soon. Yeah, man.
whole clique coming up. So nice. This will be your first appearance. This will be me and Austin separate, but our first time together. Yeah,
That's
big
gonna be a
things in
banger,
the future.
dude. I
Yeah,
can't wait to hear that.
yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. But I mean, shit. I mean, Helen, fucking Tripoli's probably gotten substantially bigger even since the last time me and Austin were on. So I don't know. It's cool. It'll be cool clicking back up with him again. We had him on the show not too long ago. That was a fun time.
Shout out Sam.
Yeah, Sam's a man. He's too old. It'll be cool to hang out with him again, especially in this format with me, him, and the already dead crew. Maybe in the future we'll have to get you in on it. Maybe once we get a better setup, more the like higher value production, it will be like we can come back on again and yeah. But let's go ahead and get into some stories. We're just kind of riffing right now. Let's get into some stories of the day. Let me see. Let's start with this. FBI finds largest explosive cache in history in a Virginia family home. The FBI arrested Brad Spafford after discovering 150 homemade pipe bombs in his Smithfield residence where he lived with two young children. This is supposedly the largest explosive cache in history. That sounds a little bit 150 homemade pipe bombs. That seems weak. How is that really the largest explosive cache in history? I mean, how much explosives are even in a pipe bomb? I mean, I feel like you wouldn't need a lot of TNT to immediately beat out that. I mean, like, and a lot of people probably have TNT, rednecks. I don't know, whatever.
Dude, definitely rednecks. I mean, when I was a kid, I had a buddy that lived out in the country. He's kind of like a punk rock kid, but he's kind of a redneck too. And we went down to the Pearl River one day, and he had made a pipe bomb. Dude, it exploded. It was like a movie explosion, and I immediately got I don't know if it was just anxiety onset just hit me, and I just started throwing up. I don't know if I got scared or whatever, but probably wasn't the best thing to do on the side of the interstate under a bridge.
Yeah. Real quick, I just realized I fucked up earlier, and I forgot to bring this up. I have a Rumble rant from Andrew Jacobs, $5. Happy New Year to Jose, his family, and his many, 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 many fans. I added a few manys, but he did have too manys in there. So we do have many, many fans, and I love you all. Thank you, Andrew Jacobs. Happy New Year's to you guys as well. I'm looking forward to this year. I think this will be an interesting year. I'm pretty optimistic for the future. I mean, we are in a rough spot right now, but I think things will be good going forward. But I don't know. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but I don't know. I think don't get me wrong. There's gonna be a lot of bad things going forward, but I think there's gonna be a lot of good things too. I mean, the mainstream media is basically borderline collapsed. So I just think that leaves a lot of openings for positive things going forward. All right, let's keep going with this. Agents found devices marked lethal in his garage, plus explosive materials stored next to Hot Pockets in the freezer, because nothing says responsible parenting like mixing IEDs with frozen snacks. A backpack of bombs labeled No Lives Matter was found in his bedroom. The suspect, who used presidential images for target practice, crafted about 50 rounds of ammunition daily. That's not that crazy. The 50 rounds of ammunition. I mean, there's plenty of people. I have a fucking old dude down the road who loads his own ammo. So, and he probably does. I would say he probably does it every day too, just for fun, just because he likes doing it. So yeah, I mean, people do that. I don't. It's not that crazy. I mean, the mixing, having IEDs mixed in with his kids' stuff is a little rough. Although I don't know, maybe. And he says in his garage, in the freezer. Now, I don't know. Maybe whatever the specific explosive it was becomes inert when it's cold. I have no idea. I don't know enough about explosives, so maybe it's not a big deal. But I mean, I guess I would kind of lean towards probably not great.
Yeah, I was gonna say hiding the IED with the kid stuff is kind of like hiding the fucking like a brick of cocaine under the crib or whatever. You know, it's probably not the best thing.
Not a good move. Doc Torrey says no lives matter. That's one of the cults that BX talks about. Yeah, it is, but it also was like, kind of like a joke people have made before. So like I believe that is like one of the cults, but it's also like kind of a thing that's been around for a while. So it's not I wouldn't go too far with that. That doesn't mean much, I don't think. No lives matter was also what it had said on Daniel Shaver, I believe. No, maybe not Daniel Shaver. No, what was the name of it was not Daniel Shaver. It was the cop that killed Daniel Shaver's thing. I believe it said no lives matter or something like that, or maybe it said something else. I might be wrong. Either way, that's been a saying that's been around for a while before that cult was even a thing. So. But yeah, that's that. I guess we did find supposedly that's the biggest weapons cache ever. Let's look at this instead. We got a video from Dissident Media. This is saying free Brad Spafford. Explosives are covered by the Second Amendment, are an important tool for the American people to have to ensure they are properly able to resist a tyrannical government. Completely agree. I will say the kid thing's a little bit sketchy, but let's go ahead and play this video real quick.
An arrest of a man in Virginia led to the largest seizure of homemade explosives in the FBI's history. Federal prosecutors say agents found the stash at Brad Spafford's home after arresting him on a firearms charge 2 weeks ago. They recovered more than 150 explosives, most of them pipe bombs.
He doesn't look too crazy.
A handsome feller.
Yeah, handsome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I don't know, not too crazy. I mean, really, once again, as we said, it was 150 fucking, pipe bombs? That's not, what is that fucking? That's like chump change. Like, you're really telling me that's your biggest fucking explosives cache ever. That sounds like bullshit to me, honestly. Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the future we'll find out he's part of some kind of accelerationist group. You know?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. All right, we have last night, I guess there was they're debating back and forth whether it's a terror attack, but we got from Raw Alerts here. It's just breaking. The mayor of New Orleans called the New Year's Day incident a terrorist attack after a pickup truck plowed into a crowd, followed by gunfire, leaving 12 dead, with IEDs being discovered. Just moments ago during a press conference, the mayor of New Orleans described the catastrophic incident that occurred early on New Year's Day as a terrorist attack, but later the FBI clarified, God, these people can't fucking word, clarified that this wasn't a terrorist event after a suspect drove a pickup truck into a crowd, followed by gunfire on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, leaving 12 people dead and 26 others injured. The scene remains highly active, and the FBI has confirmed the discovery of an IED in the vicinity. 8 blocks surrounding the scene have been closed to the public, and authorities are urging people to avoid the area as it remains a highly active crime scene. FBI is taking over investigation if it's not known what the motive of the suspect and if the suspect is alive or dead. This was at 8 this morning, so this was 2 hours ago.
Oh,
so
man,
that's how
I
this
didn't
is.
know.
Yeah, this is wild. All right, let's go. This is I guess we can watch some of this.
First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear from Bourbon Street, 8 blocks around. Very active, and again, a unified command is in place right now. I'm going to ask Chief Kirkpatrick to give you an update. You're then going to hear from our agent in charge relative to the FBI. So at this time, Chief Kirkpatrick.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone.
One key thing people have brought up a few times today already is that they've gone back and forth on whether they consider it terror or not. So just providing a little commentary before we go into hear what they have to say here. Obviously, this is from a couple hours ago, so there has been some newer stuff, but I think the only newer stuff so far has been kind of them wavering on whether they consider this a terror attack or not. So, because I think the key distinction whether it's a terror attack or not is if there's some sort of key motive, as in they're trying to use terror to cause something to happen. So to be clear, I don't know if they've said this. This might be something I read elsewhere, but this guy died. I believe they found the guy later. I saw some video of them trying to do CPR. So I think this is actually, it doesn't say here that that's the case. So when this came out, they didn't know if he's alive or dead. I believe I believe he was doing CPR. I still don't know if he's alive or dead. So they were working on him. So that's the situation he's in right now. And so I don't know. It's up in the air whether this was motivated by some sort of motive, I guess you could say, or if it was just somebody just started opening fire and for no fucking reason or discernible reason. I guess the issue would be is there some sort of political motive? Is he trying to enact some sort of change in some way? That's what terrorism is typically.
It is in a city with one of the highest rates of death. So
it could just be some sort of gang violence. Who knows? But all right, let's go ahead and play again.
So I'm going to give you as much of the information I possibly can. We are going to give you an update a couple of times today. So we will give you just the basics this morning, all right? We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now.
So they said 3 a.m., I believe they said, and this is in New Orleans, so it's probably maybe 1 hour off from me. So I would say this happened probably 6 hours ago, if I had to guess, but let's keep going.
With respect to numbers, we have right now, and as you already know, this could change throughout the day. We do know that there are 26 injured people who are at UMC Hospital. We know we have 4 at Turo, 4 at Ochsner Baptist, 1 at Tulane, but even as I was walking out the door, I believe I have an unconfirmed additional people who have been taken to other area hospitals, possibly on the east side. But we will give you as many correct numbers as we can as the day progresses. It is a very tragic situation for me to tell you that we know we have 10 people that this man killed on Bourbon Street. That is why we do not want anyone on Bourbon Street today. Wherever you see yellow tape, please do not violate this tape. This is in order to protect and stabilize the scene. We have information to a certain degree of the demographics of those who are in the hospital right now. We do not know at this point how many could be tourists versus locals, but from the information I have right now, it seems the majority are locals versus tourists. What I also can tell you is that this man, this perpetrator, he fired on our officers from his vehicle when he crashed his vehicle.
Okay, so to clarify that, he after crashing, he started firing at the cops, so he kept it up. So I guess it wasn't a mistake, that's for sure. But all right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them. I have yet been able to go to the hospital. I will be leaving here for us to go visit our officers. We have called in every officer that we have. We have so much appreciated our partnerships who have also offered us staff. Last night, we had over 300 officers out here. And because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did. Because of the nature and the indices that we have on the scene, and we have enough information.
Indices. That's a big word. Yeah. Well, it sounds like this guy tried to gun around the barricades. I've also seen you can see that picture. Then people are. I guess they said they saw some sort of flag. I also saw people. People are thinking there was some sort of flag because here's like a flagpole on the truck.
Do they know what race he was?
No, I saw somebody in the chat asking that too just a second ago. Chris Scars. I haven't seen anything about that. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously we can keep an eye out, look at things. I know a lot of people are seeing that there was a flagpole, and so they're implying, oh, maybe it was a terrorist attack. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to say that this was a covered up flag or if that is a flag, some sort of impromptu flag. It's clearly that looks like a jacket or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Also, in the photos they show, I swear, like here's the photo with it now that the people are referring to, but then there's other photos where it's not there. So I don't know. I'm confused if that was something that was added later. Maybe it was something that you grabbed for. Maybe it's something they're using for some sort of forensics thing or something or other. I don't know. But there were other photos I saw where it wasn't there. So point being is everyone's trying to scramble, trying to figure out a motive, thinking maybe there's some sort of, terrorist affiliation. Everyone's jumping to the fact that, there's this black pole in the back or this pole that looks like a flagpole and this black thing. Maybe it's ISIS. Everyone's connecting that dot. Because it kind of looks, very, not even kind of. I'm trying to find, there was someone who had an ISIS flag here.
Didn't the mayor say that it was a terrorist attack, and then the feds are coming out saying, like, don't listen to them, listen to us?
That's what we're going to get into that in a second. Let me see if I can't find that tab real quick, because, let me see. Boom, boom.
And then they're telling a bunch of drunk people to stay away from the yellow tape. That's not going to work out well.
Yeah. Well, they're just saying stay away from like police active
right.
investigation zones, which makes sense. Here we go. All right, gonna close that. All right, this is from Julie Kelly. But this is a video real quick. I did want to highlight her take on it though, because she's correct here. One of the most destructive consequences from Julie Kelly. She's done a lot of great work on January 6th and the Whitmer kidnapping stuff. She said one of the most destructive consequences of a wholly corrupt DOJ/FBI is that after Americans pray for the dead, the injured, and their loved ones following a horrific attack like in New Orleans, many either wonder how much our own government was involved or no, we cannot trust federal authorities to tell us the truth about what happened. This falls squarely on saboteurs like Jim Comey, Andy McCabe, Chris Wray, Merrick Garland, Lisa Monaco, etc. Sadly, it may only be a matter of time before we learn this terrorist was in communication with FBI assets, or he was on FBI radar, or he wasn't at all. In either case, this attack very likely is something the FBI could have prevented, or worse, played a role in fomenting. I hope I'm wrong in the latter, but given the FBI's track record, including recent examples of using FBI informants to entrap individuals into FBI-concocted terror attacks so they can later brag about their success in foiling such plans, I doubt it. I doubt I am. Who has confidence in this? So I just thought that was a good take from her. But here, yes, this is the FBI saying it's not a terrorist attack, but then I saw like literally 5 minutes before we started that then, literally from the same exact entity breaking 911 on Twitter saying that, now it is determined as one. Let's go ahead and play this though, because this is them saying, I guess it's not they're calling it an event instead. as opposed to a terrorist event. So let's play this, see what they say specifically. Also, if this is the FBI agent, kind of cute. All right. What were you going to say, bud?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. Let's come back to this.
Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press.
Maybe I'm being judgmental, but she comes off as really dumb to me. But then that's supposed to be an FBI agent.
Is that why they put her up there?
I don't know. But she. To be fair, it sounds like she's saying it sounded to me like what she was trying to express was that we're not considering it at this time, all we know at this period in time. But she was too stupid to be able to like express it that way. Instead, it just came off, it not a terrorist, it this, it that. And it's like what she's trying to explain is like, no, like this is not we're not seeing this as that, is essentially what she's saying. Like we don't have anything to suggest that at this point in time kind of deal. Because she's saying all we know is there's IEDs. So does that mean it's a terrorist event? The point I think she's probably getting at, if she was more eloquent, is that they don't have anything that seems to suggest it was a terrorist attack because they don't have motivations. They probably haven't really got much information on this guy yet. Is probably really what it comes down to, because unless they found like a manifesto on him or something, like how are you really going to be able to tell off the bat if it is a terrorist attack? Because you need to find something somewhere, whether it's a social media post or something that is connects the dot of like this was politically motivated. Like, because otherwise you're just kind of grasping at straws if you're just going based off the evidence at hand of like physical evidence. You have nothing. I think that's what I got out of it, is that she's saying all we have right now is some IEDs. So it's not a terrorist attack yet. But so a lot of people are jumping to kind of like, oh, they're saying it is. No, it isn't. It is. It isn't. I think it was just that they haven't labeled it that yet. I think, but I guess they have. Since then, they have. Let me see. Let me scroll. See what else there is. What the hell? Sorry, I was trying to find the. There was totally one that says it was after them. Oh fuck! All right, what were you gonna say, bub? I
was gonna say this is like right on the eve of the new year, right? So everybody's been asking what psyops or false flags we're gonna see coming into 2025, and I mean starting it off right.
I think maybe they might have deleted the post I saw, but then after that go, oh, now breaking they are. But all right, here's the most recent from 40 minutes ago, official FBI statement. It says this morning, an individual drove a car into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing a number of people and injuring dozens of others. The subject then engaged with local law enforcement is now deceased. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. So there's a more clear view. They are investigating it as an act of terrorism. It doesn't mean that they have concluded that it is, but they are investigating it as one at this time. So, I mean, for those who are all like concerned, it's like, oh, is it terrorism? Is it? I mean, like, whatever. They're investigating it. So, I mean, I don't know. What were you going to say?
I was saying just stay tuned.
Yes. So I mean that's all we got so far. I mean it's super duper early in this, so I don't think we know much else. I have a article here, but I don't know if there's really much more we could find. We could maybe scroll through this real quick. I know that someone was asking about like the race. Actually there's more in here we can look through. It says this is from the Daily Mail. So New Orleans terrorist dead after unaliving dead and injuring 35. I mean, I'm trying to scroll through here and just find pertinent information. He rammed into a large group at high speed, then got out and started firing a weapon. So it sounds like initially he was driving, and the firing weapon is like when he was probably started shooting at the cops and stuff, like we talked about earlier. Investigators later added that when they found what appeared to be improvised explosives at the crash site that did not detonate. Okay, well, that can mean a whole lot of different stuff. So shootout, 2 officers were shot. Witnesses claim the suspect is wearing full body armor and armed with an assault rifle. Officials said he was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. Well, getting their shit. I'm trying to think see if there's anything else. We got a photo here. Here's where the little pole. Here's the truck, all crumpled up. His truck that he's driving. This is they're calling it a mass casualty event. Trying to see if there's anything else worthwhile. Here's more photos of the wreckage. You see, it happened at 3:15 a.m. local time at in Bourbon Street. So I believe that's like probably Central Time, I would assume.
It's Central, yeah.
Yeah, Louisiana, because it's like literally like right over
right
the
under
next. Yeah, it's right next. So yeah, so that would be 4 hours ago. This happened, right?
Yeah.
No, my math's wrong. No,
Well,
that'd be 6 hours ago. My bad. Fuck.
Your time, yeah. I guess it would be.
Yeah.
5 hours ago, my time, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, no, because 3:15 a.m. So it's 9:30 a.m. where you are right now, right?
Right.
So 6 hours ago. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this happened about 6 hours ago. Yeah. Trying to think of any man who claimed to witness. So it was an SUV. Wait. So people are saying it's an SUV. That looked like a truck. So maybe that's where the mix-up is. Because people are, what the fuck? There's a truck here, but then people are saying SUV down here. The horror folder, which appeared to be a Ford SUV plowed into the crowd. Huh.
Was that a Ford truck?
Well, the picture up here is a truck.
Was it a
But
Ford
I'm wondering
truck?
if that wasn't the
Ford.
vehicle that did it, and that's where people are again mixed up.
It is a Ford, so.
That's not an SUV.
Right.
I mean, unless you, what determines if it's something
An
an SUV? I mean, can you consider something with a truck bed an SUV?
Maybe.
I mean, because it's a
the
4-door.
FBI does, or.
Because it is a 4-door, so I mean, maybe there's some sort of like technically here where it is an SUV.
Sedan or what? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I think that
maybe.
has something to do with it.
Yeah, I think now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's because I was gonna say like then this isn't the vehicle if you're saying SUV, like or there's some sort of mix-up. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking retarded. Maybe they considered things with 4 doors with truck beds SUVs. I don't know. Maybe there's some technicality I'm missing out on here. I'm trying to think of scroll through and find anything else worthwhile for you guys.
How many times has this happened this year with like someone just driving through and hitting people?
Well, I don't think we've had one for a while. There was that one that, what was it, like almost a year ago that something like this happened, I believe.
Wasn't the one in Germany, though?
Oh, yeah, that was something someone in the chat was saying. I don't know if it was a drive-through thing in Germany.
It was a Christmas parade, wasn't it?
Something like that. And they were also saying there was an IED there as well.
Shit.
You know, which is, I don't know, which that is also a very, very common hallmark of FBI ops is, oh, wow, look at this inert fucking pipe bomb. Wow, how do these keep showing up?
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, fuck, for all I know, they could just keep a bunch in their car and throw them at fucking whenever they show up for anything, just to up it, just to be like
last resort, maybe.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you are the FBI, as silly as it may sound, you're like, yeah, just throw a fucking inert pipe bomb in that bitch, because it's like now it just looks that much cooler. Like for literally every single case, you're like, oh yeah, there were also explosives you could add in there. It's kind of like the the Salt Bay guy. That's like essentially like what the FBI is doing to literally every case, but with pipe bombs. Just throwing some pipe bombs on them. Let's make this a little more spicy. Throw some pipe bombs in the mix. So like not only were there they were like, oh, they were pipe bombs. Ooh. Yeah, IED in truck runs through people and shoots at police officer. Does it not seem off to have IEDs and doing all that? Yeah. I was trying to find the post. Someone said something about the guy in Germany. Yes, the guy in Germany supposedly had an ID as well, is what this guy is saying. I'm still scrolling through here to see if we have any more information about the guy himself or anything. Looks like we don't so far. I'm not seeing anything right now so far as specifics on him. Yeah, I mean, I guess still more to come. I don't know I'm not seeing anything about, the race or what the guy looked like, any motivations, anything yet. So this is where we are. We are within like a 6-hour window of all this shit popping off. So Makes sense. We have nothing yet. I mean, I'm sure the authorities probably know some stuff, but we don't. And I think it may be a little bit before we get any of that stuff. So that's all I got for you guys on that one. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, any thoughts, bud?
That's wild, man. I remember seeing that like earlier this morning. I was like, huh, did this happen yesterday? I didn't know it happened like hours ago. Crazy, because yesterday when I was on the way home from work, I saw all these cop cars, like these undercover SUVs on the side of the road by this main shopping center in well, I don't want to name my county, but in my county, which is like north of Jackson. Very nice shopping center, dude. Like super nice mall. Apparently this 16-year-old black kid had a stolen vehicle, and when the cops tried to confront him, he tried to run them over. I think they shot him 3 times, but before he managed to get on the interstate and try to head back to Jackson, because the thing here is cops in Madison County, like, they can't chase these guys back to Hinds County. Apparently there's something with the cops in Jackson that they don't like them coming in. And so it's just, they don't get along with each other. So, but this guy got on the sidewalk and was literally the same, like trying to hit people, trying to get out of there. This happened yesterday. So weird synchronicities.
Yeah, it is weird, for sure. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. 'Cause, I mean, it's still super early. I mean, as Julie Kelly was saying, like, I'd be lying if I wasn't saying I was suspicious. But literally, it's as simple as someone drove through a crowd and shot at people. The only thing of this, aside from it being something that happened that's, wild, the only thing of this that even slightly implies to me the feds may have had anything to do with anything is the pipe bomb thing, or the IED, because it is kind of like, how convenient there's IED, after all this, but it also could just be organic. It's just that's I'd be lying if I saying I didn't have that knee-jerk reaction, but we really don't have anything right now, so I need to wait for more information to come out before we kind of craft our thoughts around this at all. Let's pop in. I'm looking through the chat, seeing what all they have to say. No description, not a white dude. Yeah. You're probably right. I feel like we would know already if it was a white guy. So we will see. Everyone's just saying hi. Good morning, gay boys. Good morning. Pleasure to have you guys here. You said, Jules, you wanted to talk about the fog stuff or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any things you want to get ready. I don't know if you have them already set up, ready to go.
I got some bookmarks.
Real quick before we do, maybe get you a chance to bring it up. I did want to show people real quick this, just kind of I was right. I've totally mentioned this, I believe, on one of this shows, that this is probably the episode when I talked about the whole Top Lobster stuff. With all the stuff going on there, and recently, most of you guys out there probably are aware. I've mentioned it. I don't think I did like a full story or anything. People were under the impression that there was a story that came out recently that claimed, sources say, Tim Pool is getting ready to sell IRL to Daily Wire. And I said shortly after that on the show, I said, I don't think it's going to happen. And everyone online was running with it, going, oh, he fucking has a beanie now, or his beanie is a yarmulke now, and he sold the Daily Wire, And I said, I don't think he sold, because I saw him say something along the lines of, you want to make a bet to Jake Shields, when Jake Shields was kind of being silly and kind of dunking the ball on when he didn't even know if that was actually the case. And I said, I think that he's not going to sell, that maybe there might be some sort of deal of some sort, but likely probably nothing, and it's just going to be things where people look stupid. And he then later, kind of embraced the troll and was like, well, we have a huge announcement to make on the 1st. And everyone immediately assumed, because he never denied the Daily Wire things. Stuff, but then he then said, "Oh, we have a huge announcement to make." And everyone assumed, that is the Daily Wire thing. Everyone just kind of reasserted their own beliefs. And I said, when he didn't admit it, and then also said, "Want to bet to Jay Shields?" I'm like, "Oh, he's doing this that way he can make you guys look fucking stupid." So, and you guys fell for the bait. You fell for it. You just kind of like ate up like, oh, he's being Harper de la Roar, when you have no idea. This was based on just some fucking article somewhere that said sources say. Don't know the sources. And no, all he did was he's something to do with his coffee. They're franchising. That was it. So you guys look stupid. So I'm just throwing it out there. Be better. Stop falling for silly shit. Think this through a little bit more in the future. So, all right, that's it.
And folks see him with the Jews, or the Israeli wire, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they automatically assume that he's selling everything, or they've already taken control. So
yeah, I don't know. Just don't be stupid, people. All right, this is you bring this up while I was talking, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this? Explain this to me.
Let's minimize it again. Resident in Wausau, Wisconsin. Hopefully that's how you say that. Says he comes outside every night and they're currently having fog like he's never seen before. He says this video has no editing, no nothing. It looks like snow. Oh, great. Well.
Oh, so this is cryptid shit is basically what this is.
Straight from the TikTok app. This is no editing, no nothing. My dog and I come out here every night for a walk. And I had this insane spotlight. What the hell is that?
See?
Nyla, get over here right now. Hey! Nyla! What the fuck is that? Nyla, come here. Jesus Christ, now I got the chills.
Dude, what the fuck?
I don't see shit, dude.
You don't see those eyes in the woods?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
There's a dog right there, so it's not his dog. I don't know what
Nyla,
it is.
get over here right now.
Okay, all right, I see it now, I guess, sort of.
Fucking creepy. I mean, seriously. You tell me what is all this fog? It looks like snow. That's how deep it is. Or,
Now, some people think they have opened a portal. Because you see examples of this kind of atmosphere in like Stranger Things when they like into the Upside Down. There's all this like fog, kind of ash falling and stuff. So, but also some people think it may be connected to the drones and the UFO sightings.
I'm not very convinced. I'll be honest. I don't know. Is there more on this? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I got some more.
I thought you were talking about something else. I thought I'd seen you said something about like a fog story, and for some reason that ranged a bell. I was like, yeah, and I thought so. And then after you played it, I'm like, no, I haven't. I don't know what the fuck this is.
That's one of many videos. Let me.
So is this a New Jersey thing or something? Is this somehow connected to?
This happened in Texas.
Okay, so then it's not related to the drone stuff. I mean, I guess it could be, but it's not like there's no direct
maybe like
connection.
a build up to the UFO kind of soft disclosure or whatever.
Could be. Government's out there with fucking fog makers, fucking messing with us.
Yeah, let me find this other video. Then you have reports of people saying, like this one right here. Let me share this. Well, hold on. This chick is talking about it. StreamYard. Okay, here we go.
Particles that are flying around. So you're telling me that an abnormal fog pops up all over the United States and is being reported in Europe as well, with these particles that are flying around that are not snow or moisture, have a chemical smell, and are leaving a white residue in some areas. And some people who have been exposed to the fog are falling ill with the same illness of inflamed sinuses, can't sleep, loss of appetite, and people think this is just a normal cold and flu and has nothing to do with this abnormal fog. Okay.
I mean,
all right. Okay.
It's like a bioweapon of some sort. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm gonna need more stories than this before.
Yeah,
I
come
on. Yeah, I don't know.
I have a couple more we can find. Yeah,
and
I'm.
She
I'm
looks
into
a little
the whole
downsy,
woo-woo
so
thing,
I don't know if she's the greatest source of information. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm into the paranormal and
yeah.
supernatural.
Joey Poopbag here says it was foggy as fuck in Texas a few mornings. Not unusual here though. I will say Texas is huge. It's like larger than most countries, so to be fair, it could have been like another part of it, so it's not like you're saying you were in a was it fucking Rhode Island or something and you saw it. Yeah. If you
Here's another video right here. I mean, this is just like a few things that I found because I had seen it a couple days ago being talked about, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I guess I should have paid attention a little more, but it kind of piqued my interest.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. I guess unless you have more on that, I did want to get into more to continue the coverage on the craziness going on Twitter, which it feels gay. Oh, that's not what I meant to bring up. It feels gay doing this, covering Twitter news. But
I have some stuff on that too.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. Just some folks got their check marks taken, and
well, maybe this is it. This is this tweet right here. Breaking Fresh and Fit Pod, gold check mark removed along with affiliates. I don't know what the gold one means. Myron Gaines and Sam Parker Sennett have been outspoken on the H-1B issue along with a variety of other issues. Is this rampant check mark removal targeted towards dissidents? And then he tagged, X, Elon, Linda, Jackarino or whatever the fuck. They also took away Myron Gaines' subs, so he monetize. So all these people have been essentially, demonetized or remove their checks or whatever. So just more of this happening. I don't know what the story is with these guys, what they supposedly did. But I don't think people are getting any reasons now. It seems like he's leaning more into this. We also have got, we also got, 1 second. This one, we also got debadging and demonetization, which is, I guess, actually what I was just talking about. There's more people, Jake Shields, Dr. Anastasia, Maria Lupus, Stu Peters, Solomon Ahmed, which, I mean, this all started as the H-1B thing, and I think most of these people probably are all people who actually are like against the H-1B thing, but it is kind of odd that these also are, every single one of them, very hardcore anti-Zionist accounts. So it is weird. These are people who've had issues for a while, but it looks like, now we've just found a convenient thing to really lean hard into. I mean, especially while Elon's still reeling. I don't know if those are aware. Elon, actually, I'm gonna look for it right now. I'm gonna look up Elon's account. Have you seen the cringe shit he's done recently?
Dude, his new profile picture and name and all that.
So fucking gay.
Keklius Maximus. It is pretty fucking gay, dude.
Keklius Maximus. That is what he changed it to now. He's leaning into this whole Kek Pepe archetype vibe. But the irony here is while he's doing this, he's doing the exact opposite. Like it's almost like watching some like DID type shit like take place. Like he's like disassociating to where like he is like fragmenting his like reality, his like sense of ego or self, because it's like he is becoming unhinged, which because I've been covering throughout like the week. Kind of where he's losing it to where he's gotten to where he's gotten the praise of the people and getting pushback. I feel like really, really, really fucks with him. So
you're right.
The idea that like he is not beloved it really does feel like he's having issues with that. So he's leaning into this character of this Kekius, this Pepe thing, like we're together friends and type stuff, like free speech, like this sort of like, Pepe meme culture vibe, like we're all together friends, retards together strong, we're going to have fun, we're going to shit post, we're going to do some towers, do a little bit of mischievous, but it's kind of fun. We're friends. FREN.
Right.
Meanwhile, on the flip side, he's like demonetizing, debadging. He's removing accounts. He's like all of the. So it is like, which is it? Which are you? Like you can't be both. These are two opposite entities, and so it's almost like he's just losing it because of the fact that he got some sort of pushback. So he's just desperately grasping at the one identity while reinforcing the other identity to be able to keep the other identity, if that makes sense. Like he's trying to quell the voices against him while boosting up this other, this Kekius ego, essentially. Like he's trying to boost up this Kekius ego, which is a fucking fraud, as we've seen in the past week. And he's trying to use that fraud to make that Kekius appear more real, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like this vicious circle, like, you know? So I don't know. It's like he's losing his grip on himself. It's weird. Maybe I'm over analyzing this, but just the idea of that there's like these two separate characters that he's acting out as, and then there's the third Adrian Dittman one. If you buy into that narrative, which I'm still like, a lot of people are saying like, oh no, Adrian, there's no way he's Adrian Dittman, and then you're like, you're retarded for thinking so. I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. I don't know if you've looked into the Adrian Dittman conspiracy with Elon at all. If you've heard about that, Jules,
yes,
have you heard
that's like his alter ego?
Yeah,
I heard the guy talk, and I mean, does sound similar.
Yeah,
almost.
By the way,
same.
Duck Tory's saying nobody owes you the right to make a living off Twitter. You're correct. You're correct. I mean, he can completely be a monarch on this. I just would prefer to be open about it and don't fucking tell me that it's a free speech or whatever. Blah blah. Right. Yeah, he says you're saying they're still on Twitter, correct? They violated terms of monetization. They can all suck it. That's stupid though, because like everyone violates terms all the fucking time because they're so fucking vague. That's literally the way they are designed. And the issue is people are saying, oh, they use hateful language or whatever. It's like that was kind of the bullshit we were upset about in the first place. The whole idea of hateful language because it's so fucking nebulous and vague. So I don't know. Right. You sound like a fag. I sound like a fag. Fuck you, Eddie. I'm just kidding. You're cool. And I feel like you're probably not meaning to me. I don't know. But yeah, that is. It's all very concerning to me, to say at the very least. And maybe I'm overthinking it. One more tab I have up on this. This was something I saw. Radek shared. So Elon apparently rang the new year with a thunderclap of emotional diarrhea over his viewpoint suppression. He, of all people, is well familiar with the expression free as in speech, not free as in beer, just fundamentally dishonest and legally challengeable conduct. I mean, I don't know about all that. So they took a screenshot of a tweet recently from Elon after he already took on his Kekius ego. You have Nicole Benman. People getting demonetized for inexcusable behavior, then complaining about free speech is hilarious to me. You can say whatever you want. You just don't get paid for it. You just can't get paid for it. Hope this helps. He says, exactly. The First Amendment is protection for free speech, not paid speech, for fuck's sake. And this is where it is like, this is the word game of like the whole idea of free speech, social media platforms in the first place. It is technically, there's this word game, the semantics game that's played. They're technically correct. There's no such thing as free speech online. There isn't. These are all other people's, essentially products that you are interacting with. They're not yours. So you have no right to say anything on any of these things. It's just what they allow you to have. But people know what you mean when you say free speech. You mean in the spirit of, like, we want to almost behave as if this is free speech, as if this is the anyone can say anything, but as if this is the town square or whatever. Now, obviously, you don't have to do that, but that's what the market is requesting. And I mean, saying that like, people complaining about it are silly it's literally no different than being like, if you got a turd on your steak when you went to the restaurant and being like, hey, well, that's, you can't say anything about it. And you're like, well, this isn't really what I wanted, is it? Like this, just because it's like a private entity doesn't make it so I can't say shit about it or can't have issues. He's technically not doing anything illegal, not anything immoral. I just think really fucking gay. So I don't know if you, what your thoughts are on that. So, okay. Yeah.
Well, I was going to bring up, you know who Keck is, right?
I don't. I know Keck is like kind of like what people say, like Keck, like kind of like it's like a meme type thing. It's kind of I don't know exactly what it means, but I don't know. I'll let you explain. Maybe you know more of the old lore of what that is.
It's an Egyptian deity. You want me to bring it up?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Keck, and funny enough, is described as a frog, right? So let's bring this up. Keck is the deification of the concept of primordial darkness in the ancient Egyptian Ogdoad cosmology of Hermopolis. The Ogdod consists of 4 pairs of deities, 4 male gods paired with their female counterparts. Kek, female counterpart, was Kek. Some aspects represent night and day. There's your duality. And we're called Raiser Up of the Light. Now, okay, and hear me out. So I have been talking recently about how Elon is the embodiment of the false light, the Lucifer archetype, so to say. And there's few things that I have connected to this. His obsession with Mars, also the relation of Inky to Lucifer, and Elon being 4 letters starting with an E, same as Inky starting with an E being 4 letters. Just little similarities that you see, and also the what was it? The little MAGA thing he was doing, the dark MAGA, right? We're called Raiser of the Light and the Raiser Up of the Night. Occultists are always obsessed with duality.
That's wild. The funny thing is, I'm assuming this is where they got Kek from, is they literally is their god of their Pepe god. And so like literally this is like just deep lore from the Pepe people. I'm glad I learned this. This is great.
And
like I don't think this is some like deep occult like in the sense of like they're telling us something. I think it's just the frog people just thought it'd be cool like to add this to their lore.
Yeah, Kek's male form was depicted as a frog-headed man, and the female was a serpent-headed woman. All
or a cat as well. Cats fit very well with the vibe. Frog or cats. So.
Yeah.
Nice. All
right,
man. Well, shit.
Figured you'd find that interesting.
That is actually very interesting. All right, I guess I have one more thing I want to get through, and then we'll get out of here. There was, I did have a thread about Vivek, and I was going to go through it to kind of follow his background when it comes to all of his like big business pump and dumps and all that stuff. I know a lot of people like to. I've never gone down that dive into whether that's good or bad or what. I don't fucking know. So I was going to go through one of those. I found it and kind of decide for myself in the course of it. I probably save that for tomorrow. But I do want to finish off, so I'll probably do the Vivek one tomorrow if you guys are interested in that. Save that. But I do have a article, a piece from Ken that I do want to go over. By the way, I saw your what you asked in the private chat. Yeah, we can play that. That's fine. Cool. But let's we can play that as like an outro actually.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
And then. Anyway, sorry, you threw me off. My bad. Well, actually, I threw myself off by jumping off too all over the place. All right, here's from Kem. It says, new Asif merchant, a Pakistani man busted for hiring 2 undercover FBI agents to be hitmen in an Iranian-sponsored assassination plot against Donald Trump, has been held in solitary confinement under freezing cold, squalid conditions since his July 12th arrest. He hasn't been able to review his own discovery at all, nor has he even been able to talk to his family. This is a case people like Mike Walls are trying to tie to Butler. In an order putting Merchant on extreme restrictions, Bureau of Prisons Director Colette Peters admitted that law enforcement has not identified any IRGC associates of Merchant operating in the United States who could continue to orchestrate violent acts. Seems to me like they're trying to keep it lit in this case, which has the hallmarks of entrapment. Yeah, we've covered, I believe we've totally covered this one on the show, and this is definitely a case of entrapment. Like you can just tell on the little bit of information you get through it that is either entrapment or at the very least it's obviously super duper weak. It's not what it's being implied to be, to where this is Iran's trying to kill the president. No, that's not it at all. This is FBI magic tricks being played in front of your eyes to give very, very, very loose implications that there's a very weak chance that could be possibly the case, even though it's not. It's kind of a plausible deniability type thing, but like in reverse. So there's a tiniest bit of glimmer of, well, it's possible, and sort of, if you think about it this way, it kind of could be. It's one of those. I just retweeted it for those who want to read that article. It looks like this is the one too we just covered in the show recently, where they're trying to implement state secrets to where they don't have to release any information about this shit. They're saying it's essentially a threat to national security type deal, so they can't tell you information about this op that they're holding up as some sort of implication that Iran had something to do with the attacks on Donald Trump, even though we all know he fucking didn't. And now this poor guy, Asif Merchant, is having to pay the price for it. I mean, I don't know what he did to get himself in this situation, so maybe he's not really all that innocent, but he also could be. And either way, it sounds like they're not really treating him in the best that they really could be, for what is probably just completely a made up plot and probably a mentally ill man or something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But any thoughts, Jules? Otherwise, we're gonna get out of here. Keep this today's a little bit shorter, and pick up a little bit longer tomorrow, probably.
Well, just one thing.
Yeah.
You have heard theories that Trump would be blaming Iran for his assassination, and that Israel would later maybe try to do that as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they 100% would if they could, and they will if they can. So, yeah. I don't know if you want to go ahead and set that video up, but if I'll go ahead and in the meantime, Jules, you want to let people know where they can find you at?
Yeah, guys. I'm on Twitter, GreyPilled Pod, Instagram, GreyPilled_podcast. I'm also on Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on Patreon as well. Patreon.com/GreyPilled podcast. Got a few tiers on there. Shouts out to homie Tim Tuttle for becoming the highest tier member. I appreciate it, bro. And yeah, y'all can check me. Usually I'm going live on the weekends because I work during the week. I do Already Dead with Jose and Austin every Tuesday night, but Friday nights I sometimes do like an interview with somebody or maybe a deep dive, Swapcast. I do stuff on Saturdays and then Sundays sometimes as well. You can kind of catch me throughout the week sometimes as well. But yeah, man, no, this was fun, dude.
Yeah, it's fun hanging out with you, dude.
This.
Hell yeah, brother. Also, just so you guys know, we will be playing after on the outro. We'll be playing an ad essentially for I'm having a brain fart here, for Jules' wife's upcoming podcast.
Babylon.
Olivia Babylon is what she's calling it. And as you said, I believe you and your old lady should be scheduling a podcast on scheduling a tinfoil hat appearance sometime soon. So you guys will get more of a feel for that, and not too much longer from now as well. If for those who want to support what I'm doing over here at No Way Jose, you can do that at patreon.com/NoWayJose2020. The lowest level is $2. That gives you access to the early episodes, like the episode coming out on Friday that I did with Jonathan Franklin last Thursday. So if you've been a patron, you would already have that. And Jonathan Franklin was a reporter who interviewed McVeigh in jail. So we talked a lot about that and other stuff that he's covered. So that was a great conversation. If you're a patron, you already had that. Also, at the $2 level, you can do the video chat in the call-in on Already Dead, the call-in portion of the show, just like we had someone call in last night. You can be a talking head on there with me and Austin for the call-in portion. At the highest level is my sponsors. I read them off every episode. I'm a co-host on Terror Gang at Terror Gang Toad. Also have at Abrogate D's at ZEO or ZOVERACK, then at _Infant Zeal. Then also have Tim Tuttle at Jolly on Klebold. Then Will Bell has his delicious blueberry rabbit eye wine. Then Torin May as well. And then also at Inward Lover on Twitter, INWARD Lover, because we all should learn to look inward and learn to love ourselves. So we should all be inward lovers together. Get together. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all good stuff. Leave 5-star reviews on the podcatchers. Follow me on Twitter at Tower Gang Jose. And with that, we got set that up. Go ahead and press play, and then I'll pull us out of here. And yeah, we'll see you guys. Death to freeloaders in 2025. Yeah, guys, give me fucking money. I need money. All right? All right.
Happy
let's
New
go.
Year,
All right.
everybody.
Happy New Year. We're out of here. Watch the video. We're out. Is this muted, Jules? Yeah, Jules, there's no sound. You fucked up. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end it that way because, yeah, there's no sound. I don't know what you did. So just for the audience,
You can find it on my Twitter, guys.
Yeah, I found the Twitter. Sorry,
this
guys.
sucks because this happened on my stream last Friday. Sorry, the bummer.
Oh well, we're out of here, guys. Sorry. Bye.